Hi there, we're in Canva and we're going to create a weekly schedule printable and this is what we're going to create today, and I'm going to show you how to do this in Canva, and we're going to do it for free, and it's pretty simple and easy for you to put any one of these together. Okay, so here we are, and I've hit the template for US letters so that we have a template for 8.5 by 11 document, and then I'm going to just jump right in and show you what I do when I'm creating my printables. So I always put in the title first, just force a habit. Weekly schedule. And I'll just put that near the top somewhere, but I will make it the width. I will make my text box the width of the paper size, just so it's perfectly centered in between. I'm gonna have a larger font, and I'm gonna make that great vibes. And I'm just going to make that a tad bigger. Okay, and then we're going to go and we're going to choose create our boxes for our schedule. I'm going to hit click onto the document and then hit Control semicolon. That didn't work the first time, but now it does. And then I'm going to create my 5 boxes here for the weekdays. And in order to do that, I'm going to go to Elements and choose this outline shape. So this is giant, obviously. I don't need it to have such thick borders, so I'm going to shrink this down to the width of the border that I want it to be. And then I'm going to, when I have it how I like, I'm going to pull out from the side, so either from the bottom or the side to make it the width that I want. And I'm going to move this a little bit to the inside, and I'm going to make this a teeny bit smaller. I am going to have text on the outside of the box, so I just want to make sure I have room for the text there. And I need 5 of these. So I'm just kind of eyeballing to make sure I have enough room for 5 of these, and we'll see in a minute if I can fit that in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to choose. Okay, all that matters when I'm aligning these is the height. So the one will be up here, and this is the top of it, and this will be the bottom of it. And I just want to make sure that's where they are positioned to where I want them to be. I'm going to group them together, and then I can arrange them, and I can center them, and then I can space them out vertically. So there's a tight amount of space here, so I want to ungroup it and just open up that space a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to move it up. My title can move up along with it. And group them back up. And then center and space them vertically, and that's a good amount of space. And they're grouped, so I can just move them to wherever I'd like. So a little bit there. So I'm going to ungroup these and click on one and then copy that one, because this is the thickness that I want in my boxes. But on this side I'm going to have 3 of these. So I'm going to make it a tad bit bigger. And then copy that and see how much, if that leaves too much space or not. So I'm going to group and do the same thing, center and space vertical, and that leaves me with more space. So I'm going to undo that so that I can make this a teeny bit bigger, and then copy that and do the same thing. So I want the bottom one aligned to where I'd like it, and the top one is aligned to where I like it, and then I can group those and then do the same thing, arrange them and space them out vertically, and that's more manageable. And I'm just going to use the arrow to move that space out. Okay, so then we're going to get our text ready. Again, I'm going to hit T, and it's going to say Monday, and then I'm going to rotate this. And you can tell by the 270 there that it lets you know how much you rotated, if you're perfectly centered or not, perfectly at a right angle or not. So I like to make this the width of the box. We know that all the boxes are the same. oops, if I just click on the box, I can use the arrow to adjust it and move it where I'd like. So at this point, I do want to make sure the font and the sizing is the correct size, and I'm happy with the color. It's black, it's fine. 16-point font is fine. I'm going to click on it, and I make 6 more copies. 5 more copies. And then move them to where I'd like them to be positioned, so they're already the width of the boxes, and then I can just move them over to their location. And I know that they're perfectly centered there. Okay, so this one is the extra one, and it's gonna go the other direction. So when it hits 90, then I know that I've gone all the way around. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I make this the width of the box, copy, copy again, because I'm gonna move these over to the other 2 boxes. Then I can go in and fill in the text. Okay, so now that I have the printable the way that I'd like in terms of structure and how it's sized, I want to jazz it up. Like, this isn't how I wanted it designed. I wanted to add some color, so I'm going to take off my grid lines. Then I'm going to find my color scheme that I want to use, and this is the one that I chose. It's pretty, it's bright, and I'm gonna prepare my document and get it ready. So I use Colorzilla. It is a Chrome extension that you can download, and it's a color painter chip. And when you click on it, then I can click anywhere on your web page and get a color, and then that will automatically be clipped and or cut and saved, so that when I paste it, I can that color value will show up. It's the hex code. So I'm just going to click on the text here and add all my colors in, and you would just hit the plus button here, and you would add in the hex code, and that was the blue, and then it adds that in. So I've already done that for my document, so I've added in all the colors that I was going to be using. And for the title, I'm just going to use the pink. Okay, and then I'm going to go into each element and then choose a color that I like, and then change that to the colors that I want to use, which makes it really simple because everything's already saved on here. And keep that going. So, see? And now everything is colorful and pretty and bright. I'm gonna add my logo as the last thing, kind of like a watermark for your printable, and it can just be something small and in the center, or you could have it, you know, somewhere else, to your left, to your right. It's not a big deal. Okay, and then you would go and you would download it. You would save this as a PDF, because that is a file that you would have to share with your readers. You'd also want to save it as a JPEG so that you can use it in your Pinterest image, or use the image in your post to showcase what you created, to ask people to download it from you or to share them with your readers. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial in Canva. It was really simple to create a weekly schedule that was bright and fun and is simply laid out, but looks cohesive, and this is something I would totally print out